As artificial intelligence rapidly advances, it is becoming essential to have authenticated channels, not only for large brands and influencers, but for anybody who is a participant in the digital world. When I say channels, these can include your domain name / website, usernames and accounts on various social media platforms, and then also different methods of contact. The reason why this is so important is because AI already can and is improving in its ability to replicate and or seamlessly edit all that is digital. And we want to make sure that people know that they are dealing with us, that they are talking to us, or that they are consuming our content. So now let's go over 5 more specific reasons on why authenticated channels are necessary. First of all, we want everyone to be able to differentiate content that is AI generated versus content that is from a specific person or from a source, and or possibly content that is human made. Another reason is because of deepfakes. So with deepfakes, we have AI generated content that appears to be of someone or from someone. Let's take the example of a voice message that is really an impersonation of someone. It sounds exactly like their voice, but it's not anything that they said. So we want to make sure that people are able to verify where communication or where content or media of someone is coming from. And the way that we can do that is we can have this single channel, these single authorized channels that someone knows, okay, the content is real because it's coming from these authorized channels. Also, for copyright reasons. So we want to be able to prove ownership of our content, and we also want to prevent misattribution so that an AI-generated content is not getting credited for work that we have done. Another reason is because of communication. So with replies, responses, and engagement, we want to make sure that people know that they are getting a reply from us, or they are getting a response from us and not an AI bot. And then I also have here impersonation channels and parody accounts. So here we have AI generated accounts, and we want to make sure that someone knows this is not actually us, it's a parody or it's an impersonation. Again, you just go to our authenticated channels, and that way you will know that you are dealing with us and not someone that is pretending to be us or a bot pretending to be us. So how do we make sure that we have this authentication in place? Well, the best way, one way, is to have consistency in branding, but of course, sometimes this is not feasible. So when I say consistency in branding, this could be having the same username on all of your social media accounts, along with having that as your domain name. Sometimes that's just not possible. But here's the big way that we authenticate, is that we have one domain as our verified source. So we have this domain name, and we reference this domain name to and from our social channels and any other methods of contact or any other channels. We have this domain name where people can know, okay, this domain name is going to house all of the social media accounts from this particular person, or it's going to have all of the communication methods from this one person. And if it's not on this domain name, then it's not reliable. Also, you want to make sure that you secure your website and your different channels with two-factor authentication or some other advanced method to make sure that the accounts, the channels, are not compromised. Because if they are, obviously havoc would be wreaked. Platform verification is another way to help solidify the authenticity of the channels. And then also I have here established now, because AI is advancing rapidly, we will see more and more impersonations, parodies, deepfakes, etc. And we want people to know who they are dealing with. And this way we can avoid confusion as much as possible. And so it's really important that we have this one website. If we have this website, we can tell people to go to it, go to our domain name. So let's just have website.com. We can tell people go to website.com, and this will ensure that you only deal with channels that are from the original source, that are from the creator, that are from me. And of course, this not only applies to people who are creating content, but really anybody who is in the digital world, who is participating in the digital world. You want to make sure that your communications are from you, that are to someone else. So it is so important that you have these authenticated channels so someone can know whether or not they are dealing with you. And then one other note on that is you have this one domain name as the verified source. That should be also your email. So you have the domain name, and then the email will be at your domain name. So that way someone can be sure that they are indeed dealing with you. This is going to become so important, because again, digital content, everything that is digital is going to be able to be edited or manipulated or replicated, copied, cloned, etc. And because of this, we want people to know who they are dealing with. So we need to have authenticated channels.